16, and she was going by train alone for the first time to visit her friends in a nearby town, I was terrified. I'm a liberal parent. I trust my daughter. I know she wouldn't do anything stupid, but still, I was terrified. Why? Simply because she's a girl. There is an experiment made by Jackson Katz, who is a world-famous American educator, activist against gender-based violence, and an author of the book, The Macho Paradox. During his lectures, he asks men and women the same question. What steps do you take on a daily basis to prevent yourselves from being sexually assaulted? And the men think at first it's a trick question. They laugh and they joke, and then they say, nothing. I do nothing, I just don't think about it. And then the women start answering the question. And the list of precautions they take every day to prevent themselves from being sexually assaulted is practically endless. They say, I hold my keys as a potential weapon. I don't go jogging at night. I don't wear headphones with jogging. I carry a pepper spray. I don't get on elevators with a single man or a group of men. I watch what I wear. I avoid forests or wooded areas, even in the daytime. I go out in groups. I don't make eye contact with men on the street, or I make assertive eye contact with men on the street, and so on and so forth. You might say it's American reality, and the problem of sexual violence is exaggerated and exists mainly in the campuses in the United States. Actually, our statistics here in Poland are not optimistic at all. According to a STEP Foundation report, Breaking the Taboo, the Rights of the Victims of Sexual Violence, which was released last year, 23% of Polish women experienced attempted rape. 22% were raped. 55% of women experienced sexual violence at home from the person they were in a relationship with, ex-partner or current partner. 87% of women and girls experience some form of sexual abuse. 94% of women didn't report the fact of being sexually abused to the police. And they don't report it because they feel ashamed. Because they don't believe they will be taken seriously. And because they don't want to be humiliated and victimized again. Women are more exposed to sexual abuse in public places than they are in isolated places. And the problem of sexual violence should be taken care of by the government and public services. And Poland, signed and ratified this very important document, which is a Convention on Preventing and Combating Violence Against Women and Domestic Violence. It introduces some very important solutions like prevention through education, telephone helplines, shelters, and complex support for victims of sexual violence. But actually, now our government is working on rejecting this document. So apparently, Poland will be the only country out of those 43 countries which signed the document, which will withdraw from it. It means that Polish girls and women will lose the opportunity to be much better protected from all kinds of violence, including sexual violence. And sexual violence is a part of rape culture we all live in. but it's still associated with a psychopathic rapist, hiding in the bushes, waiting for his victim. But sexual violence is not only rape, which is of course one of the most horrid experiences of a human being. There is a wide range of actions which are so common that we don't even perceive them as sexual violence. And these are street harassment, catcalling, slut-shaming, date rape, and also sexual comments and sexist jokes. Gender-based street harassment is unwanted comments, gestures, and actions forced on strangers in a public place. Catcalling is whistling, shouting, or expressing something of sexual nature to a woman passing by. Slut-shaming is criticizing a woman for her real or presumed sexual activity or blaming her for being sexually assaulted. Date rape means being raped by someone you know or even like and or are attracted to. It can happen on a date or a party and sometimes involves usage of the so-called date rape drug. And catcalling has nothing to do with appreciation or pleasure, because it's always expressing aggression, contempt, and disrespect. Because does any of the men yelling at a girl on the street really hopes she would suddenly stop walking and enthusiastically say, "Oh, thank you so much for calling me hot. I want to be your girlfriend." And girls who are considered attractive are harassed and catcalled, but the girls who are considered unattractive experience violence as well. They are bullied by both girls and boys. They are excluded. They are fat-shamed. Because in rape culture, it doesn't matter if you are considered attractive or not. You can always become a victim. And slut-shaming. Very often, women and girls are asked this embarrassing question. What were you wearing when it happened? The American photographer, Catherine Cambereri, made a series of photographs for her diploma project. She just took pictures of clothes girls were wearing when they were assaulted. One might expect sexy dresses, high heels, etc. But as you can see, these are casual clothes like t-shirts and jeans. Because it doesn't matter what you put on. It has nothing to do with sexual violence. Miniskirt doesn't rape, it's always the rapist. And the same with alcohol. The consequence of being drunk should be a hangover, not a rape. Date rape has nothing to do with sex or passion. Because any sexual contact without consent is always sexual violence, and it doesn't matter what kind of relationship there is between the victim and the rapist. And consent means that two people agree on, they both agree on what they do, and any of them can stop at any moment. And this is our last year's campaign on consent sex, which was the part of the big international event, 16 days of activism against gender violence. It was on the internet, on Facebook, and of course we received some positive feedback, but also we received so many hateful comments, so many offensive and sexist comments, especially from young men, that it just proved the fact that rape culture in Poland really exists. And young people desperately need sex education. And why was I worried about my daughter when she was going for her first trip to another city? I just didn't want her to experience being harassed, because I remember my own experiences and experiences of my colleagues and friends, because almost every woman I know was harassed or assaulted, at least once, at some point of her life. And I couldn't believe myself, but actually I told my daughter back then, do not take the compartment with a single man or a group of men. Take the seat by the door in order to have a chance to run away if needed. Oh, and maybe reconsider your outfit. Why don't you put on pants instead of this skirt? I just panicked. And fortunately, she told me to chill, and she was just fine. But this is what rape culture has done to us. We keep telling our daughters what they should do in order to avoid being abused, to not provoke certain situations. Because we believe somehow that sexual violence is part of our lives, that something that may happen to you if you're a girl. And we keep telling this to our girls instead of making them stronger, making them more powerful, making them more assertive. And also we should educate boys about what sexual violence is. How devastating it is to girls, and what to do to counteract it. And fortunately, there are some non-governmental organizations in Poland which actually do that. There are many activists, both women and men, who fight against gender-based violence through awareness-raising actions, education, and lobbying. This project is called Przemoc and was held by two organizations, Niestety Association and Punkt Widzenia Foundation, and it focuses on men, because men are 90% of assaulters. And of course men happen to be victims as well, but they experience violence from other men. And women are 90% of victims. This is an organization started by 5 young girls for other young girls in order to empower them to fight against discrimination and gender-based violence. It's called Mamy, and it operates in Poznań and in Zielona Góra. And this is Ponton, group of sex educators. They do an amazing job because they educate young people about sex, sexual violence, pregnancy, contraception, etc. And this is the Polish website of worldwide organization fighting against street harassment and online harassment. And any girl and woman can share her story there, just to show other girls they are not alone. And this is a very big international event taking place every February since 2012. It's called 1 Billion Rising, because as we can read on this website, according to statistics, 1 in 3 women around the globe will be beaten or raped during her lifetime. And it means that 1 billion girls and women will experience violence in their lives. This event is held in Poland as well, in over 50 cities. And this is just a dance performance event. And this is the screenshot from the last year's event. This is the video shared on Facebook, and this is me and my younger daughter dancing in a Pikachu costume. But please take a look at the comment underneath. I have to read it. Yes, super boobs. And is it a compliment? No. No, it's not. This man just wanted to insult a woman and make fun of action against sexual violence. And actually he appeared a family man. He's got his wife's and daughter's photo, pictures in his background photo. So the man's got the wife and a daughter. And he writes comments about boobs under the picture of a woman who's protesting against sexual violence. Of course, the internet is loaded with such comments under the pictures of women and girls. And still, it's rape culture. We say, oh, it's just trolling. Or we say, oh, maybe she shouldn't have posted such a provocative photo. Instead of saying, stop posting sexist comments, people, it's violence. But what to expect from an anonymous Facebook user if Polish politicians, celebrities, popular publicists, and the President-elect of the United States show deep disrespect for women, joke about rape, and make insulting comments about women's bodies. Boys, some of you might think, why is she talking this to me? I'm a nice guy, I'm a decent guy, I respect women and girls, I don't abuse anybody. And that's why I'm talking to you here today, because Jackson Katz said, calling gender violence a women's issue is part of the problem. It gives a lot of men excuse not to pay attention. Sometimes not abuse, it's not enough. And there is a lot you can do to make this world safer, women and girls. You can react when you hear someone telling a stupid sexist joke. You can react when you see, when your friends post abusive comments on the internet. You can react when your female friends complain about being harassed. And girls, remember that any behavior of sexual nature which makes you feel awkward is actually sexual violence. And you can wear whatever you want. Of course, taking into consideration the weather conditions and any official circumstances, but nobody has a right to tell you that it's provocative and to ask for it. And you can do something really valuable and helpful for yourselves, which is taking part in a Wendu class, Wendu workshops. Wendu is a special method of counteracting violence dedicated to women and girls. Because very often women and girls do not know how to react when they are harassed, catcalled, touched in the train, poked in the street. And at Wendu workshops, you will learn some very useful techniques of self-defense and dealing with potential assaulters. And you will have the opportunity to break your own board, which gives the sense of power and strength. And this is my board, and actually I couldn't believe that I could do it, I could break it, but thanks to my Wendu teacher I did. And it was a really powerful experience for me. And I'm sure that you will break your own boards as well. Thank you.